Captain Lee Daeho stood on the bridge of the Taeguk's Fury and looked at the stars through the main viewing screen. The ship was quiet except for the soft hum of the engines. His crew was working at their stations, checking systems and watching for any problems in space. "Captain," said Commander Park Ji-woo from the tactical station, "we are getting a message from the trade route near Sector 7. Someone is asking for help." Lee walked over to Park's station. The message was coming from a small cargo ship. The voice sounded scared and desperate. "This is cargo vessel Lucky Star. We are under attack by a Vextar warship. Please help us. They are going to destroy us." Lee knew about the Vextar Empire. They were one of the most dangerous alien races in the galaxy. They had big ships with powerful weapons. Most other species were afraid of them. The Vextar liked to attack weak ships and take their cargo. "Set course for Sector 7, Lee ordered. "Maximum speed." Dr. Kim So-young looked up from her science station. She was a small woman with smart eyes. "Captain, are you sure about this?" "The Vextar flagship Doomhammer is in that area. It is much bigger than our ship," Lee smiled. "Dr. Kim, I think it is time to show the galaxy what humans can really do." The Taeguk's Fury moved through space faster than most alien ships could travel. It looked like a normal human warship from the outside, but Lee knew better. This ship was special. It had taken 20 years to build in secret. The best human scientists and engineers had worked on it. When they arrived at Sector 7, they saw the Vextar flagship attacking the small cargo ship. The Doomhammer was huge, almost 3 times bigger than the human ship. Its dark metal hull was covered with weapon ports and armor plating. "Open a channel to the Vextar ship," Lee said. The main screen showed the bridge of the Doomhammer. A large Vextar captain appeared. He had gray skin, 4 arms, and red eyes that glowed with anger. "I am Captain Mordak of the Vextar Empire. You will leave this area now, human. This does not concern your weak species." Lee stepped forward. "This is Captain Lee Daeho of the Earthship Taeguk's Fury. You will stop attacking that cargo vessel and withdraw from this sector." Captain Mordak laughed. The sound was like metal scraping against stone. "Humans, you have been in space for only 50 years. Your ships are toys compared to ours. Look at the size of my vessel. We could crush you like a small insect." "Dr. Kim," Lee said quietly, "charge the quantum disruption array. Commander Park, target their main weapons." "Captain," Mordak said, "you are making a mistake. The Vextar Empire has conquered hundreds of worlds. We have destroyed fleets of ships stronger than yours. Leave now and we will let you live." Lee looked at his crew. They were all ready. Dr. Kim gave him a small nod. "Captain Mordak, let me show you something interesting about human engineering." The Taeguk's Fury suddenly moved forward with incredible speed. The Vextar sensors could not track it properly. Blue energy began to glow around the human ship's weapons. "What is that?" Mordak shouted. "Our sensors cannot lock onto your ship." "Fire," Lee said calmly. The quantum disruption array activated. Beams of blue-white energy hit the Doomhammer. But these were not normal weapon beams. The energy passed through the Vextar shields like they were not there. The beams hit the alien ship's hull and began to spread across its surface. Alarms started ringing on the Vextar bridge. "Captain," one of the alien crew members yelled, "our weapons are not working. Our engines are shutting down. Our life support systems are failing." Mordak stared at the screen in shock. "How is this possible? No weapon can penetrate our shields." Dr. Kim spoke from her station. "The quantum disruption array does not try to break through your shields. It changes the atomic structure of your ship's systems. Your own technology is turning against you." The massive Vextar flagship began to drift in space. All of its lights went out except for emergency power. The ship that had been so threatening a few minutes ago was now completely helpless. "This is impossible," Mordak whispered. "Humans are supposed to be weak. Your species is new to space travel. How do you have weapons that can do this?" Commander Park smiled. "Captain Mordak, humans have been studying alien technology for 50 years. We learn very fast, and we always find ways to make things better." Lee opened a channel to all ships in the area. "This is Captain Lee Daeho of the Earth vessel Taeguk's Fury. The Vextar ship Doomhammer has been disabled. The cargo vessel Lucky Star is safe. Any other Vextar ships in this sector should leave now." On the screen, Captain Mordak's face showed fear for the first time. "What are you going to do to us?" "Nothing," Lee replied. "We will repair your life support system so you can survive. Then you will leave this sector and never attack innocent ships here again. Consider this a warning about what happens when you threaten peaceful traders." Dr. Kim used the ship's repair systems to fix the Vextar life support. The Doomhammer slowly began to move again, but its weapons and shields were still not working. "Captain Lee," Mordak said, his voice much quieter now. "The Vextar Empire will hear about this. They will want to know how humans built such a weapon." "Tell them whatever you want," Lee replied. "But also tell them that Earth protects its friends and allies. Anyone who attacks innocent people in our space will face the same result." The Vextar flagship limped away slowly. The cargo ship Lucky Star sent a message of thanks before continuing on its route. The crew of the Taeguk's Fury watched both ships disappear into hyperspace. "Dr. Kim," Lee said, "how long before word of this spreads across the galaxy?" "Probably a few days," she replied. "The Vextar will not want to admit they were defeated so easily, but news like this travels fast." Commander Park looked at the sensor readings from the battle. "Captain, we used less than 5% of our weapons power to disable their flagship. What will happen when other alien species learn about our real capabilities?" Lee sat down in his captain's chair and thought about the question. The Taeguk's Fury was just the first of many human ships with advanced technology. Earth had been preparing for this moment for a long time. "I think, Commander Park, that life in the galaxy is about to become very interesting," he said. News traveled fast across the galaxy. Within 3 days, every major alien species had heard about what happened to the Vextar flagship Doomhammer. The story grew bigger each time someone told it. Some said the human ship had magical powers. Others claimed it was impossible and must be a lie. On the planet Kepler Prime, homeworld of the Galactic Federation Council, Ambassador Choi Byung-ho sat in his office reading reports. His desk was covered with messages from different alien governments. All of them wanted to know the same thing. How did humans build such a powerful weapon? Admiral Kang Hye-jin walked into the office without knocking. She was Lee Dae-ho's old teacher and the head of all human military ships. Her uniform was neat and her expression was serious. "Byung-ho," she said, "we have a problem. The Federation Council is calling an emergency meeting. They want answers about the Taeguk's Fury." Choi put down the reports and rubbed his eyes. He had not slept much in the past few days. "What kind of answers are they expecting?" "We always told them we were working on new ship designs." "They thought we meant small improvements to alien technology," Kang replied. "They did not expect us to create something completely new. The Vextar Captain Mordak has been telling everyone that our weapons ignore shields and can shut down any ship instantly." Through the office window, they could see alien ships arriving at the space station. More ships came every hour. Some belonged to governments wanting to ask questions. Others belonged to military fleets that looked ready for war. "Admiral," Choi said, "how many ships like the Taeguk's Fury do we have?" Kang smiled for the first time that day. "Officially, just that one ship. Unofficially, that information is classified above your security level." At the same time, far away in space, High Commander Thrakmor of the Vextar Empire was meeting with military leaders from 12 different species. His flagship had been repaired, but his pride was still damaged. The meeting took place on a neutral space station. "The humans must be stopped," Thrakmor said to the group. "Their new weapon is too dangerous. If they can disable our strongest ship so easily, what will stop them from conquering the entire galaxy?" General Vorth of the Crystalline Hegemony spoke up. His crystal body reflected the lights in the room. "Perhaps we should study this human technology instead of fearing it. Maybe we can learn from them." "Learn from them?" Thrakmor's voice was full of anger. "They are babies in space. 50 years ago, they did not even know other species existed. Now they build ships that can defeat fleets that are thousands of years old?" Commander Zelk from the Hive Collective made clicking sounds that meant agreement. "The Vextar commander is right. Humans are dangerous because they advance too quickly. In 50 years, they went from flying small ships to building vessels that surpass our best technology." While these aliens argued about humans, Captain Lee Dae-ho was dealing with his own problems. The Taeguk's Fury had been ordered to patrol the outer regions of human space. They were looking for any alien ships that might be gathering information about Earth's defenses. "Captain," Commander Park Ji-woo called from his station, "we are receiving a distress signal from the research vessel Starseeker. It belongs to the Zephyrian Science Institute." Lee knew about the Zephyrians. They were a peaceful alien race that studied stars and planets. They never fought wars and always tried to help other species learn about science. "What is their situation?" Lee asked. Dr. Kim So-young checked her sensors. They are surrounded by 38 pirate ships. The pirates are demanding that the Zephyrians surrender their research data and scientific equipment. Set course for their location, Lee ordered. Maximum speed. The Taeguk's Fury arrived at the scene quickly. The Zephyrian research ship was small and had no weapons. Around it flew dozens of pirate vessels. They were different sizes and came from many different alien species. Pirates usually worked together when they found valuable targets. Lee opened a communication channel to the pirates. This is Captain Lee Daeho of the Earthship Taeguk's Fury. You will leave the research vessel alone and depart this area immediately. The pirate leader appeared on the screen. He was a Korgan, a species known for being violent and greedy. His face was covered with scars and his teeth were sharp. Human ship, you are outnumbered 40-1. Leave now or we will add your wreckage to our collection. Dr. Kim, Lee said calmly. Activate point defense systems. Target all pirate vessels. Captain, the pirate leader laughed. You have one small ship. We have 40. Even if your weapons are good, you cannot fight us all at the same time. Dr. Kim looked at her control panel. The quantum disruption array was ready, but she had something even better for this situation. Captain, point defense systems are online. All pirate vessels are targeted. Fire, Lee said. What happened next shocked everyone watching. The Taeguk's Fury did not fire big weapons like other warships. Instead, hundreds of small energy beams shot out from ports all over the hull. Each beam was perfectly aimed at a different pirate ship. The beams moved faster than the pirates could react. In less than 30 seconds, every pirate vessel was hit. But these were not normal weapon beams either. They were designed to shut down engines and weapons without killing the crew. One by one, the pirate ships stopped moving and went dark. Their weapons stopped firing. Their engines turned off. Some of the smaller ships began to drift helplessly in space. This is impossible, the pirate leader shouted. No ship can target 40 enemies at once. No ship has that many weapons. Commander Park smiled. Human ships are designed differently than alien vessels. We believe in being prepared for any situation. The Zephyrian research ship sent a message of gratitude. Captain Lee, we cannot thank you enough. Those pirates have been hunting our research teams for months. How did you disable so many ships so quickly? Standard human point defense systems, Lee replied. Nothing special, but it was special and everyone knew it. The pirates limped away in their damaged ships. The Zephyrian scientists continued their research. And somewhere in the galaxy, more alien governments learned that human warships could fight multiple enemies at the same time. Dr. Nam Yoon-ji, a scientist on the research vessel, sent a detailed report about the battle to her government. She described how the human ship's weapons seemed to predict where each pirate ship would move. She noted that the beams fired with perfect accuracy, even while the Taeguk's Fury was moving at high speed. Within hours, her report reached the Galactic Federation Council. Within days, it spread to military commanders across the galaxy. The message was clear. Human ships were not just powerful, they were smart. Their weapons could think and adapt during battle. Back on Earth, Admiral Kang Hyejin received reports about both incidents. She called a meeting with her top officers and scientists. The aliens are starting to understand that we are not the same species they met 50 years ago, she told the group. They are forming alliances against us. Some want to study our technology, others want to destroy it. Dr. Shin Hanul, Earth's best physicist, spoke up. Admiral, maybe it is time to show them the real reason we built these ships. The galaxy faces a much bigger threat than any current war between species. Kang looked out the window at Earth's blue oceans and white clouds. Not yet. We need more time to prepare. The aliens are not ready to learn the truth about what is coming. In space, Captain Lee received new orders from Earth Command. The Taeguk's Fury was to continue patrolling and responding to distress calls. But now they had a secret mission too. Gather information about alien military capabilities and find their weaknesses. Lee understood what this meant. Earth was preparing for war. Not a war that humans wanted, but a war that might be necessary to protect the galaxy from something much worse than pirates or aggressive empires. General Overlord Kethaval stood in the command center of his massive battle station. Around him, military leaders from 23 different alien species watched holographic displays showing the locations of their combined fleets. This was the largest military alliance in galactic history, and it existed for one purpose: to test human military power. The humans have become too confident. Kethaval announced to the gathering. They think their 2 victories make them superior to species that have ruled space for thousands of years. Today we will show them their place. Commander Isek of the Hegemony Alliance pointed to a star map. The human colony on Harmony 7 is perfect for our test. It has 50,000 human settlers and only basic defenses. They will have to send their special ships to protect it. How many ships are we deploying? Asked Admiral Krex from the Void Hunters. 240 vessels, Kethaval replied. Battleships, cruisers, and destroyers from our best fleets. If the humans can defeat this force, then we will know their true capabilities. Far away on Harmony 7, colonist families were working in their fields and cities. Children played in parks while their parents built a new world. They had no idea that a massive alien fleet was approaching their home. The first warning came from the colony's defense satellites. Captain Yu Sangmin, commander of the human patrol ship Soul's Thunder, received the alert while his crew was conducting routine exercises. Captain, his communications officer called out, "We are getting an emergency signal from Harmony 7. Long-range sensors show a huge alien fleet heading toward the colony. Over 200 ships." Yu felt his stomach drop. The Soul's Thunder was built with the same advanced technology as the Taeguk's Fury, but 2 ships against 200 seemed impossible, even with their superior weapons. "Send an immediate message to Earth Command," he ordered. "Request all available assistance for Harmony 7. "Captain," his tactical officer said, "the nearest Earth fleet is 6 hours away. The alien force will reach the colony in 2 hours. You made a decision that would change galactic history. Set course for Harmony 7 maximum speed. And send a message to Captain Lee Dae-ho. Tell him we need the Taeguk's Fury here immediately." When Lee received the message, his ship was investigating strange energy readings near the galactic rim. The Taeguk's Fury was 3 hours away from Harmony 7 at maximum speed. "Dr. Kim," Lee said, "can we use the experimental quantum tunnel drive?" Dr. Kim So-young looked worried. "Captain, we have only tested it twice. If something goes wrong, we could end up anywhere in the galaxy." "If we don't try, 50,000 colonists will die," Lee replied. "Do it!" The Taeguk's Fury disappeared from normal space and traveled through a tunnel in reality itself. 30 minutes later, it appeared near Harmony 7 just as the alien fleet arrived. Captain Yu's ship was already there, facing the enormous enemy force alone. The Soul's Thunder looked tiny compared to the alien battleship surrounding it. General Overlord Kethaval appeared on communication screens throughout the colony and on both human ships. "Citizens of Harmony 7, you are being protected by only 2 small warships. Surrender now and we will not harm your colony. Resist, and we will demonstrate why the Hegemony Alliance rules this galaxy." Lee opened a channel to Captain Yu. "Sangmin, are you ready for this?" "I have been ready since we left Earth," Yu replied. "What is our battle plan?" "Dr. Kim has been working on something special," Lee said. "We are going to show these aliens what happens when you threaten human families." Dr. Kim activated a new system that had never been used in combat. The reality anchor was based on technology that human scientists barely understood themselves. It could manipulate space and time around enemy ships. "All alien vessels," Lee announced, "you have 60 seconds to withdraw from this system. This is your only warning." Kethaval laughed on the communication channel. "Human Captain, you face the combined might of 23 species. Your 2 ships cannot defeat an armada this size. Surrender and we will allow you to evacuate the colonists." "Dr. Kim," Lee said quietly, "activate the reality anchor." Energy began building around both human ships. The space between them started to shimmer and bend. The alien fleet's sensors detected massive power readings, but they could not understand what the humans were doing. "What is that energy signature?" Admiral Krex asked on the alien command channel. "Unknown," replied Commander Isek. "Our sensors cannot analyze it. It does not match any known weapon type." Dr. Kim pressed the activation control. Reality twisted around the entire alien fleet. Time slowed down for every enemy ship while space itself held them in place. The alien vessels could not move, could not fire their weapons, could not even communicate with each other. "Now, Captain Yu," Lee said. Both human ships opened fire with every weapon they had. Quantum disruption beams, plasma cannons, and kinetic missiles hit the frozen alien fleet. The enemy ships could not dodge, could not raise shields, could not fight back. They were completely helpless. In less than 10 minutes, the largest military fleet in galactic history was destroyed or disabled. Explosions filled space as battleships broke apart. Smaller vessels drifted helplessly with their systems shut down. The few ships that survived were too damaged to fight. When the reality anchor deactivated, the surviving alien crews found themselves in a nightmare. Most of their fleet was gone. Their weapons were not working. Their mighty alliance had been crushed by 2 human ships. General Overlord Kethaval's flagship was one of the few vessels still intact. His bridge was filled with smoke and sparks from damaged equipment. Half of his crew was unconscious. "This is impossible," he whispered. 2 ships cannot defeat 200. It violates every law of warfare." Lee's voice came over the communication system. "General Kethaval, your test is complete. You wanted to measure human military capabilities. Now you know. Tell the galaxy what you learned here today." "What are you?" Kethaval asked. "What kind of species builds weapons that can stop time itself?" "We are humans," Lee replied. "We are the species that prepares for the worst possible situation. We are the species that protects its people no matter what the cost. Captain Yu opened a channel to the colony. Harmony 7, this is the Soul's Thunder. The threat has been eliminated. You are safe." Cheers erupted from the colony's communication centers. Families hugged each other as they watched the alien fleet retreating. Children pointed at the sky where the human warships floated like guardian angels. Dr. Nam Yunji, the Zephyrian scientist who had witnessed the earlier pirate battle, was on one of the surviving alien ships. She had been invited to observe the test as a neutral party. Now she was recording everything for her government. The humans have technology that allows them to manipulate the basic forces of reality. She spoke into her recorder. Their ships are not just superior to ours. They operate on principles we do not understand. Any species that tries to fight them is making a fatal mistake. Her recording would reach every major government in the galaxy within days. The message was clear. Humans were not just another spacefaring species. They were something completely different. Back on their ships, Li and Yu received congratulations from Earth Command. Admiral Kang Hye-jin appeared on their screens with a proud smile. "Excellent work, both of you," she said. "The aliens wanted to test us." Instead, they learned that humans cannot be intimidated or defeated by overwhelming numbers. "Admiral," Li said, "what happens now? The entire galaxy knows we have weapons they cannot understand or counter. Now the real work begins," Kang replied. "The aliens will either try to destroy us completely, or they will ask for our help when they realize what is coming." Dr. Kim looked at her sensor readings from the battle. The reality anchor had worked perfectly, but using it had revealed something disturbing. Her sensors had detected strange energy patterns at the edge of the galaxy. "Far beyond normal space, Captain," she said quietly. "I think we need to return to investigating those energy readings we found earlier. The reality anchor seems to have made them stronger." Lee nodded. He had a feeling that the battle at Harmony 7 was just the beginning. The galaxy was about to learn that humans had built their powerful ships for a very specific reason, and that reason was approaching faster than anyone realized. President Han Min-seo sat in her office on Earth, reading reports that made her stomach hurt. Every major alien government was either demanding explanations about human weapons or threatening to attack Earth's colonies. The Galactic Federation Council had voted to place economic sanctions on all human worlds. "Madam President," said her aide, "Ambassador Choi is requesting an emergency meeting. The Federation Council wants to inspect our shipyards and weapons facilities." Han looked out her window at the city below. Millions of humans lived their daily lives not knowing that their entire species was becoming isolated in a hostile galaxy. "Tell the ambassador that we will consider their request. Also, contact Admiral Kang. I need to speak with Captain Lee immediately." 3 hours later, Captain Lee Daeho stood in the presidential conference room. Around the table sat Earth's most important leaders: President Han, Admiral Kang Hye-jin, Dr. Shin Han-yul, and Intelligence Director Lim Jae-sung. "Captain Lee," President Han began, "your victories have caused a crisis. Half the galaxy wants to destroy us, and the other half wants to steal our technology. We need to find a different approach." Director Lim placed a holographic display on the table. It showed alien military movements across the galaxy. 27 different species are building new weapons designed specifically to fight human ships. The Korgan Empire has tripled their military budget. Even peaceful races like the Zephyrians are asking their allies for protection from us. "What do you want me to do?" Lee asked. "Should I have let them destroy the colony?" Admiral Kang shook her head. You did the right thing, Daeho. But now we need to show the galaxy that humans are not conquerors. We need them to understand why we built ships like the Taeguk's Fury. Dr. Shin Hanul activated another holographic display. This one showed energy readings from the edge of the galaxy. The patterns were growing stronger every day. Captain, how much did your crew tell you about what we detected near the galactic rim? Lee studied the readings. They looked familiar, but he could not remember where he had seen similar patterns. Dr. Kim mentioned strange energy signatures. She thought they were connected to our use of the reality anchor. They are much more than that, Dr. Shin replied. These energy patterns match records from ancient alien databases. Something that has been asleep for 1,000,000 years is starting to wake up. President Han stood up and walked to the window. Captain Lee, I am sending you on a special mission. You will take the Taeguk's Fury to the galactic core. There is someone there who has been waiting to meet humanity for a very long time. Who? Lee asked. The Eternal Sage, Admiral Kang answered. The oldest living being in the galaxy. The one who has watched civilizations rise and fall for millions of years. 2 days later, the Taeguk's Fury was traveling toward the center of the galaxy. The journey would take a week using conventional travel, but Dr. Kim had improved the quantum tunnel drive. They could reach the galactic core in 2 days. Captain, Commander Park Ji-woo called from his station. We are receiving a priority message from Earth Command. Admiral Kang appeared on the main screen. Her expression was grim. Daeho, the situation is getting worse. 3 more alien species have joined the anti-human alliance. They are calling themselves the Galactic Defense Coalition. Their official statement says that humanity is a threat to galactic peace and must be contained. What about the Federation Council? Lee asked. They voted to suspend human membership until we agree to weapons inspections and technology sharing agreements, Kang replied. Essentially, they want us to give up our military advantages in exchange for being allowed to exist. Dr. Kim looked up from her science station. Admiral, the energy readings from the galactic edge are increasing exponentially. Whatever is out there, it will arrive in this galaxy within 6 months. That is why you need to reach the Eternal Sage quickly, Kang said. He has information we need. Information about what humanity is really facing. When they reached the galactic core, the Taeguk's Fury found itself in a region of space unlike anywhere else. Ancient stars burned with strange colors. Planets older than Earth's solar system orbited in perfect harmony, and at the center of it all was a structure that defied description. Captain, Dr. Kim said in wonder, sensors show that structure is artificial, but it is older than any known civilization. It appears to be made from crystallized space-time itself. A voice spoke directly into their minds without using communication equipment. It was ancient and wise, but also tired. Welcome, children of Earth, I have been waiting for you. The voice belonged to the Eternal Sage, a being so old that he had forgotten his original species. He existed now as pure consciousness within the crystal structure at the galaxy's heart. Why have you been waiting for us? Lee asked aloud. Because you are the species I have been preparing for, the sage replied. Every 1,000 years I guide one species to develop the technology needed to protect this galaxy. Usually they fail and the galaxy falls to darkness. But humans are different. Images began appearing in their minds. They saw the history of the galaxy. Great civilizations that rose and fell, wars that consumed entire star systems, and periods of peace that lasted for millions of years. What happened to the other species you chose? Commander Park asked. They became proud, the sage answered. They used their advanced weapons to conquer rather than protect. They forgot their purpose and became the very threat they were meant to stop. But humans build weapons not for conquest, but for defense. You prepare for threats that may never come. This makes you perfect guardians, Dr. Kim stepped forward. What is the threat you keep talking about? What is coming from the galactic edge? The images in their minds changed. They saw machines the size of moons, swarms of robotic ships that blotted out stars and planets stripped bare of all life. The Devourers, the sage whispered. They consume entire galaxies and turn the matter into more of themselves. They have slept for 1,000,000 years, but your use of quantum technology has awakened them. Our weapons woke them up? Lee asked with horror. No, the sage replied. They were already stirring. Your weapons simply announced that this galaxy now has defenders capable of fighting them. They are coming sooner because they recognize the threat you represent. Commander Park checked his tactical displays. How many ships are we talking about? Millions, the sage answered. They will arrive in waves over several months. Each wave will be larger than the last. The final assault will include their mothership, a construct larger than most star systems. The crew of the Taeguk's Fury stood in shocked silence. Fighting a few hundred alien ships had been challenging enough. Fighting millions of enemy vessels seemed impossible. How are we supposed to defeat something like that? Dr. Kim asked. You are not alone, the sage replied. I have been guiding other species in secret, helping them develop weapons and defenses. But none of them know about the others. You must unite the galaxy under human leadership. The aliens will never accept human leadership, Lee said. They think we are too aggressive and dangerous. The sage's mental voice carried a hint of amusement. They will change their minds when the Devourers start consuming their worlds. Fear has a way of making former enemies become allies. New images appeared in their minds. Human ships working alongside alien fleets. Combined technologies that neither species could develop alone, and battles fought to save entire star systems. What do we do first? Lee asked. Return to Earth, the sage replied. Tell your leaders what you have learned. Begin building the largest fleet in galactic history, and prepare to convince the galaxy that humanity's strength is their only hope for survival. As the Taeguk's Fury prepared to leave the galactic core, the Eternal Sage sent one final message. Captain Lee, remember this. The Devourers have consumed 1,000 galaxies. They have never been defeated. If you fail, all intelligent life in this galaxy will end. But if you succeed, you will have saved not just your species, but every species that has ever existed here. The journey back to Earth gave Lee time to think. When he arrived, he would have to convince humanity's leaders to reveal their secret fleet and prepare for the greatest war in galactic history. He would also have to find a way to unite species that currently wanted to destroy each other. But as he looked at his crew working together with perfect coordination, he began to believe it might be possible. Humans had always been good at bringing different groups together when facing a common threat. Now they would have to do it on a galactic scale. The first sign that everything had changed came from the Vextar Empire's outer colonies. 3 star systems simply disappeared from all communication networks in a single day. When scout ships went to investigate, they found empty space where planets used to be. No wreckage, no debris, no evidence that billions of people had ever lived there. Fleet Admiral Oh Seung-woo stood in Earth's most secret command center, watching reports pour in from across the galaxy. The underground facility was hidden beneath the Pacific Ocean, and only 50 people in the galaxy knew it existed. Around him, massive screens showed the locations of humanity's true fleet. 50 warships, each as powerful as the Taeguk's Fury. Admiral, Dr. Shin Ha-Nul called from her station. We are receiving emergency transmissions from the Galactic Federation Council. They want to speak with President Han immediately. Oh nodded to his communications officer. Within minutes, President Han Min-seo appeared on screens throughout the command center. Her face showed the strain of the past few weeks. The aliens are finally starting to understand, she said. The Korgan Empire lost 6 colonies yesterday. The Hegemony Alliance has been begging us for help. Even the Vextar are admitting they cannot fight this enemy alone. What about our fleet? Oh asked. Are we ready to reveal the Guardian program? All 50 ships are operational, replied Captain Yu Sang-min from his position aboard the Soul's Thunder. My ship and the Taeguk's Fury have been training the other crews for the past month. They are as ready as we can make them. At that moment, alarms began ringing throughout the command center. Dr. Shin looked at her sensor displays with growing horror. Admiral, the Devourers have entered our galaxy. Energy readings show thousands of ships approaching from multiple vectors. On the main screen, images appeared from Federation reconnaissance drones. The Devourer ships looked like mechanical viruses made of dark metal and pulsing energy. They moved through space in perfect formations, consuming asteroids and small moons as they traveled. Everything they touched was broken down and absorbed into their hulls. How many ships are we detecting? Oh asked. First wave appears to be approximately 50,000 vessels, Dr. Shin replied. They are heading for the most populated star systems in the galaxy. President Han took a deep breath. Admiral O, activate the Guardian fleet. It is time to show the galaxy what humanity has really been building. Across human space, hidden shipyards and secret bases came to life. 50 of the most advanced warships ever constructed began moving toward their assigned positions. Each ship carried weapons that could manipulate reality itself, shields that bent space and time, and crews trained for this exact moment. Captain Lee Dae-ho received his orders while the Taeguk's Fury was patrolling near the galactic rim. All Guardian ships, this is Fleet Admiral O. The enemy has arrived. Operation Shield Wall is now active. Protect the civilian populations at all costs. The first major battle took place in the Centauri sector, where 20,000 Devourer ships attacked a heavily populated star system. The local alien defense fleets tried to fight back, but their weapons had no effect. Devourer shields absorbed every shot, and their return fire destroyed entire squadrons of defenders. Just when it seemed the system would fall, 5 human ships appeared. The Harmony's Defender, Earth's Pride, New Korea's Sword, Unity's Hope, and Freedom's Light took positions around the star system and activated their quantum disruption arrays. What happened next would be remembered as the first miracle of the Devourer War. The human ships created a network of energy that connected them across millions of kilometers. When they fired, their combined beams tore through Devourer shields and destroyed hundreds of enemy vessels in seconds. But the Devourers adapted quickly. The remaining ships began changing their shield frequencies and weapon patterns. Soon they were matching the human ships shot for shot. "This is Captain Park Min-ho of the Harmony's Defender," came a transmission to Earth Command. "The enemy is learning from our attacks. They are becoming stronger as we fight them." Similar battles erupted across the galaxy. Human Guardian ships appeared wherever the Devourers attacked, saving countless lives but taking heavy losses themselves. Each victory came at a higher cost as the enemy adapted to human tactics. Meanwhile, something unprecedented was happening in the Galactic Federation Council. Species that had been enemies for centuries were working together, united by their fear of the Devourer threat. The Vextar Empire offered their military bases to human ships. The Hegemony Alliance shared their shield technology. Even the proud Crystalline Collective asked for human protection. Ambassador Choi Byung-ho found himself in the middle of the largest diplomatic effort in galactic history. "President Han," he reported, "every major species is offering alliance with humanity. They want our protection in exchange for their resources and technology." "Accept all offers," Han replied. "We need every advantage we can get." Captain Lim Jae-sung, now serving as Earth's Chief Intelligence Coordinator, brought disturbing news to the next command meeting. "Our analysis of Devourer tactics shows they are testing us. The first wave was meant to study our capabilities. The real assault is coming." His prediction proved correct 3 days later. Sensor stations across the galaxy detected massive energy signatures at the galactic edge. The second wave of Devourers was 10 times larger than the first. 500,000 ships, including vessels the size of small moons. Fleet Admiral O, came a transmission from the Taeguk's Fury. "This is Captain Lee. I am detecting something much larger behind the main fleet." The signatures match what the Eternal Sage described as the Devourer mothership. O felt his heart sink. The mothership was supposed to arrive last after the galaxy had been weakened by months of warfare. Its early appearance meant the Devourers were no longer testing human defenses. They were coming with full force. "All Guardian ships," O announced, "fall back to defensive positions around major population centers. We are switching to Operation Last Stand." The final battle of the Devourer War lasted for 3 days and nights. Human ships fought alongside alien fleets in the largest space battle ever recorded. The combined forces of dozens of species faced the Devourer mothership, a construct so large it had its own gravity field. Captain Lee found himself commanding not just the Taeguk's Fury, but a battle group of 50 human and alien ships. Dr. Kim So-young had worked with alien scientists to create new weapons that combined human quantum technology with alien energy systems. "All ships, prepare for final assault," Lee announced. "Target the mothership's core with everything we have." But conventional weapons had no effect on the massive enemy vessel. Its shields were too strong, its armor too thick. Devourer fighters poured out of launch bays larger than cities, overwhelming the Allied forces. "Captain," Dr. Kim called from her station, "the reality anchor technology might work on a larger scale. If we connect all 50 Guardian ships through quantum links, we could create a reality cascade that affects the entire enemy fleet." "What are the risks?" Lee asked. "The energy feedback could destroy every ship in the network," she replied honestly. "But if we do nothing, the galaxy falls anyway." Lee opened a channel to all Guardian ships. "This is Captain Lee Dae-ho to all Guardian vessels. Dr. Kim believes we can stop the Devourers, but it will require all our ships working together. The process might destroy us, but it could save the galaxy. Who is with me?" One by one, 49 other captains responded. They all agreed to the desperate plan. The 50 most advanced ships in galactic history formed a perfect sphere around the Devourer mothership. Their quantum systems linked together, creating a network of energy that bent space and time itself. When they activated the reality cascade, the effect was visible from neighboring galaxies. The cascade spread outward from the Guardian ships, creating a wave of altered reality that struck the Devourer fleet. The enemy vessels, which existed partly in normal space and partly in a dimension of pure hunger, found themselves torn between realities. Their shields failed, their weapons stopped working, and their ability to consume matter was reversed. Instead of absorbing energy from the universe around them, the Devourers began to fade away. The cascade pushed them back to the dimension they had come from and sealed the barriers between realities. The mothership lasted the longest, its massive size helping it resist the cascade effects. But eventually even it began to dissolve. The last thing the Allied fleet saw was the enormous vessel collapsing in on itself until it disappeared completely. When the energy effects faded, 30 of the 50 Guardian ships had survived the cascade. The Teguk's Fury was damaged but intact. More importantly, the Devourer threat was gone forever. In the aftermath of the war, the galaxy was transformed. The Galactic Federation was reformed with humanity as its leading members. Former enemies became close allies, united by their shared experience of near extinction. Human technology was shared freely with all species, leading to an era of unprecedented prosperity and exploration. Captain Lee, now promoted to Admiral, stood on the bridge of the rebuilt Teguk's Fury and watched construction begin on a new type of space station. It would serve as both a defensive outpost and a symbol of galactic unity. "Admiral," Commander Park called from his station, "we are receiving a message from the Eternal Sage."